Carl, you have the audio muted on the video.
I'm seeing red. The hunger for war is in my blood. Hunger is flowing in my lungs. You can see it in my eyes. I am the phoenix about to rise. I'm seeing red. Do I die alive or dead? Hear the voice inside my head telling me this is not the end. I'm seeing red. Do I die alive or dead? Hear the voice inside my head telling me this is not the end. I'm seeing. I'm seeing. One-man army under the gun. Locked and loaded. Here I come. Laying on your back. Always at the ready to attack. I'm seeing red. Do I die alive or dead? Hear the voice inside my head telling me this is not the end. I'm seeing red. Do I die alive or dead? Hear the voice inside my head telling me this is not the end. I'm seeing. I'm seeing. I'm seeing I'm seeing red. Do I die alive or dead? Hear the voice inside my head telling me this is not the end. I'm seeing red. Do I die alive or dead? Hear the voice inside my head telling me this is not the end. I'm seeing. I'm seeing. I'm seeing red. I'm seeing red. I'm seeing red.
Coming. Welcome back to the Second Amendment Ranch. Still getting used to the mute and the mic versus just being pulled down, Carl. Forgive me.
Right.
You know, we appreciate having Boone Cutler. Unfortunately, we don't have a special guest today. Hopefully, Boone will be joining us again when we go for the world record attempt. But today, I do have some interesting topics to talk about. So, one, I'm sure most of y'all have heard about already, especially those in the state of Texas. Two new bills have been passed by Governor Abbott that'll go into effect September 1st. One is Texas is finally a constitutional carry state. Finally. So we have that to look forward to. The second thing is Texas is actually removing suppressors from the NFA or ATF regulated items. So now you can purchase made in Texas suppressors sold through Texas shops in the state of Texas without having to go through a background check anymore.
Really?
You know,
Ooh, that's awesome.
oh, it was great to hear.
But you had to reside in Texas, right?
Yeah, you have to reside in Texas. So if you're not in the great state of Texas, unfortunately for y'all, although Missouri, seeing as y'all have passed that bill that basically negates all past, present, and future laws about firearms and regulatory items, you should still be able to go into your shop and buy a suppressor without having to do a federal background check. So I don't, Missouri should be set in the way, because technically you should be able to buy fully automatic firearms without a license. You should be able to buy suppressors without a firearm or without a license, or a federal background check. Why we haven't seen it coming up in the numbers, I don't know. Maybe Missouri is still kind of slowly inching its way towards that.
They are. You still got to do the federal background check.
That sucks for y'all.
Yeah, I don't think they're ever going to get that one out.
No, I can't agree with the federal government actually trying to make sure you get that background check, because now they're looking at delaying everybody for everything. If they can't put a mandatory 10-day waiting period on a firearm, they can still take 30 days to do a background check on you. That's why some people in the state of Texas are still recommending go and get your concealed carry license, because that usually puts you to the front of a line on a background check.
Right.
It's an incentive. I'm thinking about doing it, but the fact that we have constitutional carry. Hey, Carl, I ordered the tutu. Means the original one fell through. I'm not quite sure what that means.
Okay, what that means, Crystal Marie, a very good friend of mine up in our area up here, does the live auctions and buy it now. Here about a month ago, her dad was living in a really ransacked little trailer. I mean, bad. So he found a house out in the country that needed some work on it up here. And she did a fundraiser, and in 2 weeks raised $4,500 for him to purchase the house.
Oh, wow.
So her dad, and he's an elderly gentleman, just about my age and everything, got a big old long gray beard, long hair, all that good stuff, right? He's going to dance around in a tutu in his front yard just to honor the people that donated the money and everything, to have fun with it. So that's what she's meaning by that.
Well, speaking of having fun with it, let's not forget our little list here.
Right. Before you get into that, we got Larson from Sweden's watching us right now. So Gray Manning. Do you know Gray Manning?
I don't think I do.
He's on his way to Texas.
Well, he said after he heard that the suppressor bill is being passed in constitutional carry, I'm not surprised.
Right. And Pastor Gary's watching us. And of course, as always, your dad's in the house.
Well, hi, Dad. But speaking of the fun that Carl was mentioning, don't forget, after 300 new likes between Bill of Rights Network and the Second Amendment Ranch page, Mary will be getting a nose piercing live.
Yep.
At 1,000, Carl will cut his hair, and Bocephus will let us pick out a chest tattoo for him. At 1,250, Luke will dye his hair, a color of our request. At 1,750, Larson will cut his hair, and at 2,000, Luke will chemically straighten his hair. So don't forget, we still have all these up for grabs. All y'all have to do is share the page out.
Yeah, it's simple. Just go send your friends over there to like it and share it out. Let them know about the chat room. Sally's in the house and everything. And April Mueller's in the house. We've got quite a few coming in our regular time.
Yeah, it's good to see all y'all again.
Yeah, any questions you guys have, make sure you post them in the comments.
Yep. So, again, please ask the questions, and don't forget to get the shares out there, because I want to see Carl cut his hair. He's got to see me without the beard now, so.
Well, you get that. I forgot. I got to grab something real quick for the show in a little while. I'm going to read something that Pastor Gary read at church today.
Okay.
And it goes with Memorial Day.
Oh,
And
yeah.
what's going on.
We have to talk about Memorial today.
Yeah.
So we'll be talking about that when he gets back. For those of y'all that are curious as to how big I am, that's a normal can of soda. So figured I'd show y'all while I have one up here for once, because for some reason all y'all women want to know how big my hands are. Yeah, I've got bear paws. So be looking forward to, if you are in Texas, for constitutional carry as well as the suppressor bill being passed. Now, I do have to advise you, do not just buy. I've contacted several shops, and it looks like some of them are still not going to sell suppressors without the federal background check. So you have to find, if you're looking to bypass that, do some searching around, ask around, contact people, and find out who's going to sell you a suppressor without that federal background check. That's one hell of a good way to say F the federal government. So there's that. Now, moving on.
What do you want to talk about Memorial Day? What do you want to talk about?
Memorial Day has always been a hard day for me, and I know a lot of veterans have it very rough on these days. I find it confusing, the fact that a veteran company owner is making his employees work on Memorial Day. I understand he's trying to make money. It's a new business and everything. But, having lost two buddies within a year time frame, I say buddies. I knew one of them better than the other one. The other one was just more of an acquaintance. But it's, suicide still hurts regardless of how well you know somebody. In fact, suicide doesn't fix the problem. It just passes it on to other people.
Right.
So that's why, and I'm so grateful that we did get Boone Cutler to come on last week. I think today would have been a better day to have him come on and actually talk about this. But, he's a busy man, and he was hard to get in the first place. But,
Right.
The Spartan Pledge is out there. There are books everywhere. And don't hesitate to contact your battle buddy. And we've talked about it before. If you come and see our show, if you have problems, anything like that, all you have to do is reach out to one of us. Come on to the Bill of Rights Network. Reach out to anybody there, and I promise we will talk to you. But Memorial Day, and I think Memorial Day has lost a lot of its meaning behind it. It's kind of turned into a barbecue, backyard, cookout kind of
Lake Day and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's a celebration. It's like, no, it's not. It's a day of mourning. Veterans Day, you can celebrate as freely as you want because you're honoring the veterans that have served, whereas Memorial Day is honoring the veterans that have signed that check up to and including their life. So normally on Memorial Day, it's a very quiet day around my house. Because it's a hard day.
Right.
Thinking back to all the people you served with, thinking back to the people that you've known and have lost that fight, and just remembering and seeing the numbers and people joking about it. That's probably the hardest thing I have is you look on social media and everybody's just blasting Memorial Day. Like, we don't need a day to celebrate this. We don't need to honor the troops that have died. They're dead. Who cares? Like, you do realize without these men and women that have made that ultimate sacrifice, America would not be what it is today. And even still, America has kind of fallen from glory. So
right. And you've seen the post on there on Facebook. Don't say happy Memorial Day because there's nothing happy about it.
no.
And then, of course, you've seen our vice president, what she did.
No, I don't think I did.
Oh, she gets on there. Have a great 3-day vacation. That's all she said. She didn't say nothing about Memorial Day, veterans, anything.
I mean, they've already shown disdain for the American military with how they treat the National Guard, putting them in a giant garage and just letting them rot and protect the president. But no, if you can't honor the troops that have come before you, I don't think you need to be in a position of power.
Right. Like Sally just shared us to the American Patriot page. Awesome.
No. We don't mean for this episode to be kind of a downer, but
No.
you're dealing with two veterans in a veteran community that have seen, heard, been through, experienced a lot in especially a short period of time. For me, Carl's got a little more age showing.
Yeah.
But it's, take today or take Monday with more of an open mind to what Memorial Day really should be. For years and years, we've kind of made it be less than what it is. It's fallen from a day of mourning to a day of celebration and being off for the weekend and having an extra day off. And, I don't have to go to work. I get to drink another day, and I get to party, and I get to grill out and all this stuff. It's like, that's fine for if that's how you cope. If you need to get out of your head for the day and that's what you do, that's what you do. But that thought should always be in the back of your head saying, I want to be able to do this if it weren't for the men and women that have served before me.
Right. Oh, Sally said she created the American Patriot page. It's her page.
Ah.
Awesome. And it's fitting on it. But this thing I got to read right here.
Yeah.
Right. Goes with what we're talking about and what Second Amendment and Bill of Rights and everything goes for. So this is a story. It's from an anonymous source. Right. A visitor from the past. I had a dream the other night. I didn't understand. A figure walking through the mist with a flintlock in his hand. His clothes were torn and dirty as he stood there by my bed. He took off his three-cornered hat and speaking low, he said, "We fought a revolution to secure your liberty. We wrote the Constitution as a shield from tyranny. For future generations, this legacy we gave in this land of the free and home of the brave. The freedom we secured for you, we hope you always keep. By tyrants labored endlessly while your parents were asleep. Your freedom gone, your courage lost. You're no more than a slave in this land of free and the home of the brave. You buy permits to travel and permits to own a gun. Permits to start a business or build a place for one. On the land you believe you own, you pay a yearly rent. Although you have no voice in choosing how the money is spent. Your children must attend a school that doesn't educate. Your Christian values can't be taught according to the state. You read about the current news in a regulated press. You pay a tax, do not owe to please the IRS. Your money is no longer made of silver or of gold. You trade your wealth for paper so your life can be controlled. You pay for crimes that make our nation turn from God in shame. You take in Satan's number as you trade it in your name. You've given government control to those who do you harm. So they padlock churches and steal the family farm. And keep our country deep in debt, put men of God in jail. Harass your fellow countrymen while corrupt courts prevail. Your public servants don't uphold the solemn oath they are sworn. Your Your daughters visit doctors so their children won't be born. Your leaders ship artillery and guns to foreign shores and send your sons to slaughter, fighting other people's wars. Can you regain the freedom for which you fought and died? Or don't you have the courage or the faith to stand with pride? Are there no more values for which you'll fight to save? Or do you wish your children to live in fear and be a slave? People of the Republic, arise and take a stand. Defend the Constitution, the supreme law of the land. Preserve our great Republic and God-given rights, and pray to God to keep the torch of freedom burning bright. As I awoke, he vanished in the mist from whence came. His words were true. We are not free. we have ourselves to blame. For even now, as tyrants trample each God-given right, we only watch and tremble, too afraid to stand and fight. If he stood by your bed, sighed in a dream, while you're asleep, and wonder what remains of the rights he fought to keep, what would be your answer if he called out of the grave? Is this still the land of free and home of the brave?
Damn.
Yeah, Pastor Gary found that on the internet and read it at church today.
I mean, it's very, very.
It's what's going on right
yeah,
now.
exactly. It's heart wrenching to hear that.
I'd like to find out in what year and everything that was wrote.
Yeah.
Because that, all he did, he saw the future right there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of stories read, Dan Crenshaw actually talked about Memorial Day, and this is the story of the Gold Star wife. She wakes up from a pleasant dream for once. Usually they are nightmares. He was in it this time as if nothing was wrong and life was just as it was. Boring, perfectly boring. They were both laughing about something, watching TV together, just as they used to. For a split second, she is still in the dream as she reaches her hand across the bed to touch him, but he isn't there. She remembers now, and with that realization comes the gut wrenching wave of grief that she is all too familiar with. Tears well up. She squeezes her eyes shut and clutches her fists tightly to her face. She wants to scream, but she knows from experience it doesn't really help, and it scares her son, who is still too young to understand what's going on. His dad was killed in action a year ago when he was just 2 years old. He misses him, she can tell, but it's obvious he doesn't know how to process death yet. By now, the calls and friendly check-ins have mostly stopped. It was amazing at first when the community pulled together and in the most incredible ways. She was grateful. She truly didn't have to worry about anything, whether it was groceries or work or even money. What the military didn't provide was made up by for his fellow SEALs and their wives. But eventually people move on. They don't forget per se, but they go back to their routines. They come over to try and make conversation. She isn't good at conversation anymore, so she tells them she's doing fine even though she isn't. They figure they should come by less and less. Only a couple still check in occasionally. She used to be close with his family, but grief does strange things to people, and they don't talk much anymore except to arrange visits with her son. To miss someone profoundly is to wonder what life would be like if they were still there, to know that every moment would be better if they were back in your arms. Every morning would be normal instead of a crushing blow to the soul. Every evening would be full of laughter and instead of just empty. Even some marital bickering would be welcomed. What she would give even for a fight over the obnoxious way he loaded the dishwasher. For those of us who have lost our brothers to war, we grieve, we miss them. We never forget, but we are not broken by it. We know this is the life we chose, to be on the front lines, to serve in the most dangerous of ways. Crazy, maybe, but true nonetheless. But for the Gold Star widow, she never pursued war. She was asked by her husband and her country to remain behind and remain strong, often not knowing whether or not her soulmate was even in danger. She learned to get through the nights while he was on deployment by imagining what he was doing, picturing him bored and playing Call of Duty instead of preparing for a mission. She had practice, given they had even been through 4 deployments together. But now his brothers in arms have moved on to the next deployment, and she is the only one that wakes up alone each morning. She gets no rest from the grief. She is the one who must endure. Another year goes by. She begins to function better and starts a foundation in her husband's name. He was passionate about horses growing up on a ranch, so she raises money to get disabled vets and special needs kids trained to ride. It helps a little and it keeps her busy. It keeps him alive in a small way. Being around the horses reminded her of him in a pleasant kind of way. She finds herself searching for the horse's gaze for some kind of sign from him, as if he might speak through them somehow. She still hasn't cleaned out his closet. The smell of his clothes is all she has left. A couple more years go by and she goes on a few dates. Nice guys, but no sparks fly. Not like the first time she met her husband. At first, she thinks she should date outside the military completely. Seems to make sense, but it's impossible. These guys don't get it on any level. They're intimidated by her never knowing what to say Losing hope, she reconnects with an old teammate of her husband's for drinks, and for the first time in a while, she remembers what a connection feels like. It turns into more, and a year later, they're talking about marriage. She will always be her late husband's wife, a reality that only her late husband's teammate can understand. They marry, and she begins to remember what joy feels like again. The pain is finally dulled, but it never really goes away. This is the real Memorial Day. It is the day that never goes away, with no real beginning and no end. It isn't one day a year, but a constant ache deep down in the soul for those of us who understand what the real sacrifice is. For everyone else, it is only once a year, a time to recall those that sacrificed happened at those to recall that these sacrifices happened at all, and that we should remember them. For too many, it's just a day off work, a day to slash prices, and a day to throw a party. For the Gold Star families, it's a day that they observe with a mix of gratitude and dread. Grateful the country remembers, grateful for the opportunity to speak openly about their loss without getting an awkward look, but dreading the culmination of emotion each day brings with it. On this Memorial Day, may we hope that more Americans will remember and understand what this day means for those who can't ever forget.
Amen, brother.
So,
Yep.
yeah. It's hard talking about these days. It always is. I hate this day with a passion. I think every veteran can understand that to an extent.
Right. Every veteran can. And especially, I'll say it like this, the veterans of the last 30 years that have been in more wars than most of us back through there right now. You guys have lost a lot of your comrades, your buddies, family members, everything over there in the Middle East.
Yeah. For something pointless.
Yeah, it is.
They promised that was going to be hard to read. And if I remember right, it was either my sister-in-law that wanted me to cover it or my dad that wanted me to cover it. And they were right. So
it is. It brings back a lot of memories. It brings back what we served for, you know.
Brings back that oath.
Yeah, it does.
You know, once you enlist, you're never relieved of that duty.
That's right, right there. My oath never ends.
You have not been properly relieved. You can't give up your post yet. It's one thing I like to tell to a lot of veterans that have these difficulties and these thoughts, because it brings them back to that mindset. It brings them back to that mission. You know, if you don't know what your mission is, it hurts. It's hard. But thinking you still have a mission puts you back in the fight every time.
Right. As Sally put on there, the one who came home still fight the war every day. She's exactly right.
Yeah. Used to be called shell shock. Now it's called PTSD.
Yep.
And it's not just something you get from war. Don't take it that way. Don't think we're just saying you can only get PTSD and anxiety from fighting in a war.
No.
Any kind of traumatic event you experience can cause mental disabilities, and it's hard to fight on every front.
Mm-hmm.
Civilian or military, enlisted officer, what have you. And that's why it's so important to find a good battle buddy that can tell you your mission's not over with yet. You're not relieved from your post. Get back to work. Because even if it sucks to hear, most of the time it's going to make them aggravated. And if you're angry, you're not sad.
Just like the oath at the bottom that Boone Cutler has said. I can't remember what the name of that is. What is it called?
Spartan Pledge.
Spartan Pledge. Got to write that. I need to write that on there when it goes across.
So,
but, yeah, put that out to all the veterans or anybody suffering from PTSD is, don't do nothing with your life bad until you talk to somebody.
Suicide does not solve a problem. It's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. And even then, once you do it, it only passes that problem on to somebody else.
A lot of people.
You have no idea how many people you affect in your day-to-day life, just going to work, going to lunch, going out to the grocery store, any conversations you've had, you will never understand the full grasp of how many people you really influence day to day. So when you do something stupid, you'll never know how many people are being affected by it. And that one event could cause a domino effect, and it could be catastrophic.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you look at the family members that it affects, but also look at the first responders that arrive on the scene that it affects.
Oh yeah, some of the stuff that they've seen, coming into domestic violences, coming into arson, coming into children beatings, some sick pervert does something to a kid, that's going to sit with you the rest of your life.
Right.
And people, normal day-to-day people, will never understand why we have such a sick sense of humor now. Because that's the only way we've really all found we can cope. We have to turn it into a joke. We have to make light of it, because if we don't, it's going to eat at us forever. If we can't make fun of something as bad as what we've seen, and for more people, for especially those that are on the front lines, they've seen a lot more than most people, especially nowadays. So when you have conversations with somebody in the military or somebody that's been in the military and they make a sick joke, it's because they're trying their best not to fall into a state of depression, and they're not trying to crumble back into a panic attack, into an anxiety attack, because remembering something like that it's not fun. It's not. It's a terrifying feeling and a terrifying sensation to have all these memories come flooding back into you. So when you ask a veteran to tell their story, if they tell it and they're trying to make, and they're laughing about it, that's the only way they can cope with it without them falling apart.
Right. And for those listening out there, that's part of the Second Amendment ranch too. We get the ranch built and people have problems like that. We'll bring them out. We'll have rooms and things there where we can talk to them, and try to get them out of that state of mind they're in.
Yeah, and give them a new mission.
Right.
That's the biggest thing that we want to focus on, is finding a new role in life, what they need to move on to. Because I'll tell you, if you don't have a goal you're shooting for, once you get out, it hurts a lot. It makes things very difficult to function, because you don't know, you go 4, 6, 10, 12, 20 years with somebody telling you all the time what you need to do next. And now you're back out in the real world and you're just like, okay, what do I do? Transitioning out of the military is the hardest thing I have found I have had to do. And I think that's the same for a lot of veterans, is trying to get back. And we talked about it last week. Once you're out, you're never the same. You will never be the same person you were when you went in. Never. And trying to reconnect like you used to do is going to fail. So you need to come at it from a different point of view and find good groups, find people that can understand and really sympathize with what you've gone through. Because trying to just go back and go to a 9-to-5 job with a bunch of civilians and you go in and trying to have the same humor you've had and doing some of the same stuff, you're going to get in a lot of trouble. You're going to screw up and it's going to eat at you. And, especially like those of us that were mechanics or, not really in the fight, when you screwed up, that thought was always in the back of your head. If I screw up, I'm killing everybody here.
Right.
So it's not just the front line that's having to worry about this. It's everybody that's gone through, any job in the military to an extent. If I screw up, if I do this wrong, somebody's going to get hurt or killed. It always sits with you. So now when you come out and you start to fail and you have problems transitioning, that really hits you in the gut a lot because you're not used to having leniency. You're used to it has to be done right now, right the first time, and function exactly how it has to function. It needs to be perfect. So when you do screw up, and you are going to screw up, look at me. You're going to go through your jobs and you're going to go through your day-to-day life, and something you do is going to go wrong, and it's going to eat at you, and it's going to hurt. I'm not going to bullshit you. It's going to hurt. But how you handle it, improvise, adapt, overcome, Bear Grylls, whenever something comes your way and you can't get it right the first time, figure out what you need to do and move on, because that's the only thing we can do. Now, some of you are still going to get in jobs that if you screw up, it's somebody's life. But most of the time, that's going to be training. But if you go somewhere that's just a little shop, go back to trying to have a 9 to 5, breathe, relax.
Yeah, because those ones that go to 9 to 5, they got to interact with non-civilian or civilian people, non-military.
Yeah.
And that's a whole thing we found out from one of our listeners that we had on the show last week. He's preparing for that.
And you have to. You
Right.
really, there are some things that you might think is okay to say, and I'll attest to that. There might be something you think you can tell to somebody, and then they turn around like, So,
Well, you think about our guest, he's a drill instructor, right? And everything. And he's used to yelling and barking orders out left and right to everybody. It's going to be hard on him going back in and, he goes to work for somebody and somebody's underneath of him.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
can't do it. You can't yell at them. You gotta hold their hand a little bit. I'm having to do that right now myself.
What did Sally write in here?
Hold their hand, coach them along many years ago. On this weekend, I did a troop move from Fort Polk to Fort Hood. As they loaded their duff and rucks in my trailer, I had opportunity to talk to them. I learned they were going home for a shore leave to visit family before deployment. As I looked in their faces and they're be coming home from overseas. For some of them, this would be the last chance to spend time with their loved ones. So for the 3 days, I pushed their I don't know.
She wrote more, but it didn't show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand where she's coming from on that.
It's we're not trying to make you depressed, and we're not trying
No.
to make you cry. I promise. But for those of y'all out there that are just thinking it's a day of celebration, it's a day of mourning.
Right.
I want more people to understand that mindset and understand why on Veterans Day, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your brother, your sister, your sons and daughters are all acting differently than they usually do. It's because they're remembering and they're being flooded with it. I mean, absolutely swamped. Social media, news, everything, TV, movies, Netflix, Hulu, they're all pushing Memorial Day movies, stores, Memorial Day sales. It's not. I could cope better with this day if it came in easy, but it never does. It never does. It
No.
comes in like a wrecking ball. It comes in hard, heavy, and fast, and it absolutely overwhelms everybody because they see, looking at their Facebooks, Twitter, Twitch, all these posts, these memes, these jokes and comments. And some of us might get depressed, some of us might get agitated, depends on what they see. Because as I said, a lot of it's not just simple like remember the fallen post. It's there's still a lot of people out there bashing the military, and our commander in chief up there isn't doing very good at trying to support our troops. So seeing how our brothers and sisters are getting treated right now aggravates the shit out of a lot of us. So it's best lessons learned and the very best discipline I could ever have gained was in my service in the Army. Those lessons learned are still with me 35 years later following my service. God bless all those who served. God bless all those who gave their life in service of this country. Amen.
Yeah, it's Dan.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know who Chasing Wolf is. I watch him every now and again when I get a chance. But you see, Dan's got from 35 years ago, stuff that had affected him in the military still affects him today.
Yeah.
Once I told you, once you serve, you are never the same.
Right.
That's why when people ask me what's a good branch to go in, I usually tell them none of them. Don't do it. Unless you have to have some kind of special twist in your brain to be like, I can go and do this.
Yeah. There's not too many people out there that's got that switch where they can shut it off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's never a holiday for us.
No.
And please don't give it a habit of thanking veterans for their service on Memorial Day. Get in the habit of praying, saying something along the lines of, thank your brothers for me that didn't come home.
Right.
Veterans Day, that's the day you can come up to us and say, Happy Veterans Day. Thanks for your service. Stuff like that. That's a happy day. That's the good day. That's the, hey, I'm going to go out to IHOP and get a free meal day. But Memorial Day is not that day. And I'm trying to make some light of it because I don't want to get caught crying on stream again. I hate this holiday with a passion.
Right. We set up there at BB's, we set the table up for the fallen. As you walk in the door, it's got the white tablecloth over top of it, base with a red rose in it, the lemon with salt in the plate, the folded flag on it, a thing telling about the fallen soldier, and an open Bible.
So for those of you that don't know, the table for the fallen, or the missing man table, is steeped in symbolism and is featured in solemn ceremonies that fallen, missing, or imprisoned U.S. military service members. Each item on the table has a meaning. Let's see. The symbolism of the missing man table. The table is round to show an everlasting concern for our missing men. The cloth is white, symbolizing their purity of their motives when answering the call to serve. The single red rose displayed in a vase reminds us of the lives of these Americans and the loved ones and friends who keep the faith while seeking answers. The red ribbon symbolizes our continued determination to account for our missing. A slice of lemon reminds us of their bitter fate, captured and missing in a foreign land. A pinch of salt symbolizes the tears of our missing and their families who long for answers after decades of uncertainty. The lighted candle reflects our hope for their return, alive or dead. The Bible represents the strength gained through faith to sustain us and those lost from our country, founded as one nation under God. The glass is inverted, symbolizing their inability to share the toast, and the chair is empty, the seat that remains unclaimed at the table.
Yep. Yeah, that's what we got. When you walk right in the door at BB's all this weekend, that table was right there. You wouldn't believe how many people stood there in front and took pictures and cried.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It's good to see people still having some respect for the military. It's especially with how they're pushing to fund the police and bashing military members, and again how they're treating our National Guard, and you know, Trump was trying to pull troops out, now they're being sent back. Getting little bits of hope here and there is still nice to see. Yeah, I'm going to something a little stronger.
That's all right. That's all right. You just take a deep breath. Yeah, folks, this is unrehearsed or anything. Let me tell you. I don't know if we even had this part of the show planned for tonight.
We did not.
We didn't. But it just shows we're real Americans. We're real vets. We're real people, just like our people in the chat room. We got 12. We had up to 17 people watching this until a bunch of them got to crying in the chat room, I seen. And we're back. Our numbers are going back up again. So thank all 13 people right now watching and everything. Like I said, we're just normal, everyday people out here. We're veterans. We served. We served in different time frames and everything, but it's still the same. It still represents the same thing.
And the hardships never change.
No.
The
Bo
hard-
Cephas is in there.
Well, welcome, Bo Cephas. We're talking about the that day of the year.
It might be a good point to get his view.
Yeah, if you want to talk about
Go to
Memorial Day,
Discord.
yep. If you want to talk about Memorial Day and how it affects you as still being enlisted, we'd love to get you to come in and talk about it.
Yeah, because that's one thing. When we do get the Second Amendment ranch going, Memorial Day will be a big thing out at the ranch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That much. Veterans and Memorial Day will be huge. Now, Veterans Day is going to be more, hey, come cook out, come and do this.
Right.
Memorial Day, we're going to have something like the 21 gun salute.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have the table. We're always going to. The Second Amendment Ranch is a veteran founded idea right now. But we're going to have the table for the fallen. We're going to have flags out the ass. I can promise that much. I'm going to piss a lot of people off. You know what Trump did? He had the 50-foot pole. I'm going to get a pole that's 49 foot 9 inches, something like that, just enough to where it can't piss off the government. Well, the government can't do anything about it, I should say.
Yeah.
But Cy Bright is talking about they still have the flags on the military graves at Fort Bliss today. That's one thing the mainstream media actually did right for once in years that I've seen, is they went and filmed military members walking around and placing flags at grave sites. And if you don't know, if you take a pocket full of change when you go to if you take a pocket full of change to a military site, they have specific meanings. Let's see. Let me find it exactly.
I'd heard that, but I never knew what it meant.
If you leave a son of a bitch, I hate ads. If you leave a penny, it means that you visited. A nickel means that you and the deceased soldier trained at boot camp together. If you served with the soldier, you leave a dime, and a quarter is the most significant because it means you were with them when they died. So if you go to these graves and you see change everywhere, please don't disturb it.
Right.
Leave it as is. Place a penny. Say that you visited. But leave the other coins unturned. I think. Oh,
Hey, that's good. That's look for us.
yeah. I don't think they will do anything to a functional tank with a long ass flagpole on it, anyways. It's a valid point. If you have a functional tank on a ranch and you've got a 50-foot flagpole, they can say, hey, we're going to find you all you want. Good luck trying to come and collect it.
Yeah. Hey, you get the tank. I know where to get the flag. Christine up at BB's, her son works for the company. It makes the world's largest flags for the football fields and everything.
I know how to weld, so I can make the pole.
There we go. We'll put a big one up.
Yeah.
We'll make sure the space shuttle sees it.
Oh, yeah. We'll even paint the grass or some shit just to piss everybody off.
Hey, there you go. We can get a paint striper out there.
Yep. So the ranch is meant to be another home for everybody.
Yeah, just not veterans, everybody.
But those who have served, it's going to have a greater meaning. You can get the tank for New Boston, Texas. What? What are you doing down there, fuckhead?
Okay, it must be a tank for sale down there.
Yeah, probably. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. If Luke gets over here, he'll be in Texas.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You okay?
Yeah, I didn't expect to get this emotional.
Well, like we said, we didn't know the show was going in this direction, but the listeners are liking it because they're staying in there, they're chatting, and everybody just give memorial thanks to everyone that has served before us.
I was expecting to talk a lot longer about the new bills for Texas, and then I had a couple other stories, and you wanted to jump into Memorial Day a lot quicker than I was ready for.
Oh, sorry about that, but I just thought I'd read this deal I had here and everything.
We had to talk about it. I know we had to talk about it.
Right.
I think there's a good majority of the people that don't differentiate between Memorial Day and Veterans Day, and getting hands-on conversation and experience about those who it really affects and those that have known people. It's important to see the truth behind Memorial Day, where it's not a happy holiday for us. It's not.
No.
Free access service records today and tomorrow.
Ancestry.com.
Yeah, I got that. I imagine that's most likely members that have passed. Because if you were to try and get records from a still alive service member, that's a giant breach of security. Yeah. So that right there.
Yeah. Exactly.
So whenever you get some free time, Bocephus, I'll get that link posted for you in the Discord real quick.
Yeah, he said as soon as he finished up, he'd be coming on.
Yeah. I posted the Discord link and I didn't post the StreamYard link.
Pastor Gary says tears have a relieving effect.
No, they don't. Shut up, Gary. Shut up. I don't like crying. I'm a man, damn it. Okay, so going back to the Revolutionary War. So yeah, I was right. If you try to get an active member or living member today, you good luck. Second Amendment goes along with the patriots that fought and died for freedom. That's exactly it.
Exactly, Sally.
What was it? 3% of the founding fathers were what actually overthrew the British.
Mm-hmm.
So, minimum silence and wear poppies, no barbecue or anything. It's strange to see it any other way. Yeah, it really is. No, being a kid and growing up, you got into that mindset, that habit, that ritual of Memorial Day is a day off, a break.
Yeah, it was a 3-day weekend for barbecuing, going to the lake, going fishing, go to family graves. That's basically what I grew up believing.
And then once you go in and enlist and start seeing all the shit that happens, that whole mindset just it turns on a dime. Gary, I love you, but shut up.
Oh man.
So I think it's how, and I'm not sorry, Dad. I'm not blaming you. It's nothing on you. I think you were trying to hide, and I think that's what a lot of people do. Is I think they try and hide the harsh reality from the youth because they're not going to understand it.
Right.
They're as the story from Dan Crenshaw where the son was 2 years old and still didn't know how to cope with death. And I think that's the biggest reason why a lot of us have kind of transitioned away from the traditional Memorial Day and being that day of remembrance. It's because we don't want that. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier, people coping. You don't want to be sad that day. You go grill, you go barbecue, you do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest thing I had to add was don't forget why we are here on that day. And I think that's my biggest concern with it is I think more and more people are continuing to forget what has happened through our history. In 254 years now, America's been around. We've only known a total documented 7 years of peace.
Yep.
7. And you can go look that up. Again, everything I say, unless I say in my opinion, it's usually something that I can prove. So in the 250 odd years America's been around, we've known a total documented 7 years of peace. So in that time frame, the amount of people that have come and go to war is countless. It's a massive amount of numbers. And that's one of the things is since the dawn of time, people look at Cain and Abel, since that came around, if you go biblical Christianity, since then there's been more and more death and murder and war and pestilence and famine and everything like that. So looking at history, the human race is a violent piece of shit. Easiest way to put it. But when you look at it and see the freedoms that we have, and I think it's Luke and Larson have been extremely beneficial to have on the network and get them to come and talk about their rights, their lack of rights and liberties, and show people how different America is compared to other countries that have freedom. Because look at the protests in Hong Kong, look at everything going on. The majority of these people are waving the American flag as a sign of hope and freedom. But here in America, we burn and pee and shit and disgrace the flag. We spit on troops. We've gotten away from thanking veterans and started making fun of them. Boomer, old man, cripple, your buddies are dead, stupid shit like that. One of the most heart-wrenching videos I've ever seen is there was a gentleman that was marching in it was either the World War I or World War II parade, and he would do it every year with his unit. And then the last parade he went to, he was alone, and that's when it hit him that he was the last one alive.
Yeah.
So when he was marching, and there's this photo of him with a colorful balloon, all his ribbons and medals on him, and he just breaks down and starts crying because that reality had set in. All his friends, and that's another thing I can't stress enough. Those you serve with become like a family to you. Now it's a little different for me. A lot of the guys that I served with kind of faded off the planet from me, but I've met more people I can consider family in the veteran community than when I served with, because they have that same understanding with me. They know how hard it is. They know the difficulties that you have to endure and experience and everything like that. So when you serve, you're not just making friends and buddies, you're making brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And when that day comes that brother gets ripped from you, it hurts like hell. No matter who it is, it hurts. It could be the biggest POS you ever served with, but hey, man, he was part of the family.
Right. He had your back.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is I want more and more people to understand how hard a lot of us take these days, and why so many people are drunk on Memorial Day.
Yeah.
It's not a fun day. It's not. I hate it.
No, it's not a happy day. Yeah, we got a lot of people commenting in the chat room there.
Yeah, no. Now, when it comes to Hong Kong, the big thing to remember is the British colony, and they were waving the stars and stripes on a Union Jack. Sweden has been at peace for 200 years, and we are no better for it. No, we are not. No, it isn't. Oh, I must be talking about Sweden. Yeah, I mean, freedom is different. For people to consider another country free and getting those personal experience from Luke and Larson's and seeing how free they really are and what their government considers. Look at Luke. They have to have a TV permit.
Yeah.
You have to have a permit to watch television. Where here, we watch TV. You know, you're watching us live stream right now.
Right.
In other countries, oh, we're free. Can you have a firearm? No. What happened when you got your firearms ripped from you? Oh, there was a giant genocide. So, considering people free, relatively speaking, to America, many people aren't as free as what they claim they are.
Right.
You know, the United States Constitution declared that all the amendments from the Bill of Rights were God-given rights for the people to either have free speech, freedom of religion, freedom to defend themselves, what have you. Because again, in the Bible, it says itself, if a man does not have a sword, he should sell his cloak and buy one. And Pastor Gary, I'm sure you can give me the verse that's from. So I'll be looking for that. But you can't, and he will correct me if I'm wrong on that.
He will.
But growing up in a hardcore Baptist household, I know a little bit about the Bible. So yes, even in the Bible, it says you should defend yourself. So if you want to look at it through a religious aspect, going through Christianity, you should be able to defend yourselves and your freedoms. And that's what the Constitution laid out. The Constitution itself is not a guide. This is the best explanation. I wish I would have saved this video. The United States Constitution is not a guide declaring you have these freedoms. These are God-given rights and liberties for all the people. The Constitution is a document stating that the government cannot infringe on these freedoms. The Constitution does not give you your rights and liberties. God did.
Right.
The Constitution tells the government, you can't do anything about these because these are God-given rights and liberties. We made this out so you couldn't, the government itself could not affect these freedoms for the people. But the Constitution is being dragged through the mud and the dirt continuously right now. And it's, you know, from what Carl said, that poem that he read explained it to a T. And I hope you put that poem up on the Bill of Rights networks and all our pages for everybody.
Well, what I'm going to do with that, I'm going to make a video, an editor's video with this on it for the Bill of Rights network. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Plus, I'll put a link to where they can find this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to piss a lot of the left off. If
Hey,
you don't,
I don't care what it does to them. And
yep.
I'm going to dig into this a little deeper and find out. I want to find out when this was made. Because
For
if
those
that
of
was
you,
made 20 years ago, wow.
yeah, for those of you that don't know, we piss the left off a lot. In fact, Dan is getting the worst of it right now. Dan, sorry.
Yeah,
So again, I've talked about it before. Anytime you see a conspiracy theorist start getting shut down, that usually means they're right.
that's right.
So if you don't watch Dan on Chasing the Wolf, I highly recommend you do.
Right.
Because
Because,
we talk more about the freedoms and liberties brought to you by the Second Amendment. He likes to talk about chasing stupid people that are corrupt as hell.
chasing the two-legged wolves.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
so does HTX Renegade Radio, Simple Man and TDC. They go after them too. And so does the People's Voice with Benson. He's going after them. They all have a different way of talking about how they're going after them and what they research and find, which makes all three shows, they're each an own show, different.
the only show that really stands out on the Bill of Rights Network for now, we are going to have another show coming up shortly, is us on the Second Amendment Ranch. Because we like to talk about the freedoms of the Second Amendment and the First Amendment, where they talk about the freedom of speech, but they also talk about how under attack it is and by whom.
That's right.
We talk
a great network all the way around.
We talk about how you can handle those corrupt individuals.
That's right. That's right.
They find the problem, we bring the solution.
Yeah. Yeah. Crystal, that's Chris Mind down there. That's April's sister. Yeah. For all those listening, Thursday night, HTX Renegade Radio, we were live on the Chasing Wolf Facebook page when his Facebook page got hacked after he posted what his show was going to be about Saturday and stuff. Everybody in the chat room that was there that night knows exactly what happened because Chasing Wolf put it in the comments right after it happened. It was a wild deal.
I know both Cephas is going to get on here and make me cry again.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
oh, you mean I'm going to have two big old teddy bears crying?
Yeah. Well, he might handle it better. Hey, man, I saw you. You were getting a little red-eyed.
Yes, I get red-eyed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and everything. Stuff like that hits home, you know. Growing up, like we were talking about Memorial Day, right?
Yeah.
When I was growing up, you were just getting them out of Korea. Then we was getting them out of Vietnam, right? We didn't see all that stuff on television like you do now. And, you know, Memorial Day was going to the graves of our family members and stuff, and then coming home and having a big barbecue. That was Memorial Day weekend. That's how we were taught.
And Sally Bright makes a very valid point, and I've talked about it on this show before, where they are taking God out of schools. They don't do the Pledge of Allegiance in the morning anymore. You know, they if they ban you if you bring something American into school, you can't wear an American flag apparel in certain schools anymore. But what she says is, and that's why they're trying to take God out of everything, so that people don't know who gave them the right for freedom. So when they say the Constitution is out of date, that's the government's way of getting us to give up our rights under our Constitution. The Constitution is never going to be out of date. The Constitution is what founded this country. It was a giant FU to the British, and that's kind of how it came to be. But it was set up by the founding fathers for us to have guidelines on how our country should remain, not just, oh, well, we can edit these as we go along. Constitution should have never been edited. Well, there are certain things that I can somewhat agree with changing, but for the most part, the Bill of Rights shouldn't have been affected. You know, some of the things that I can't agree with is giving women the right to vote and, you know, the racist issues and everything like that. Those coming to
Right.
be changed and affected as we continue on. But those are more later amendments versus the big initial ones where you have the bill or you have freedom of speech, freedom, right to bear arms, freedom of the press, Fifth Amendment to invoke your rights to silence and not incriminate yourselves.
Speedy trial.
Quick and speedy trials, of course. And this COVID has just screwed that one all to hell. Not having to house soldiers in your home that you pay for. That one I can agree with. Because nobody wants to have 200 troops come through their town and be like, hey, we need to stay at home, so let us in. Because I'll tell you right now, active duty members like to drink and eat. You thought your grocery bill was bad first. Start housing 5 and 6 soldiers in your house and see what happens. You ain't going to have a safe spot to hide your booze or food. So that one I can agree with.
That's interesting. Gary just found a YouTube video of that poem that I read.
A Visitor from the Past by Thelen Polk, directed by Stan Arthur. Okay, well, let's find out when that was created.
Yeah, find out.
In 2014.
That's when that video. Hey, look who jumped in.
There he is.
Yep.
Welcome back.
Cephas.
Can you hear us?
I can hear y'all now.
Oh, he froze up.
There you go.
Oh, there it is. All right, both.
Now y'all guys are just frozen.
I think it's just taking a second to come in. Let's see.
Okay, I think we're good to go now.
You good?
Is it going to unfreeze? I'm here. I'm waiting for it to unfreeze.
We can see you just fine.
Yeah, and it looks like it's still moving on our end.
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes. Now you guys are moving.
Okay.
Okay.
The wizard kind of stuck in a weird position.
I've got the live stream over here, and we're still moving, so it looks good for now.
Yeah, we're good.
So go ahead and give us your take on Memorial Day. And we lost him.
That was his take.
He hates it as much as I do.
Right.
So I'm sure he'll be back in a second. He's
right. There he is.
Called it. Bring him up.
Okay.
You good?
I don't know what's going on. I'm good. You guys are still kind of frozen. It's acting weird.
Am I froze?
No, it's not frozen.
No.
Okay.
Looks good on the stream, so
all right.
As long as you can talk. Yeah, as long as you can talk, it's probably just frozen on your phone, so we'll deal with it.
Right.
But go ahead and give us your take on Memorial Day.
My biggest thing with Memorial Day, it hits home a lot because I lost an uncle in Desert Storm. I lost a lot of good brothers and sisters overseas in my 3 tours that I took. I watched a lot of people die, and I lost one of my best friends right beside me. And that's one of those hard things to deal with. Literally watching your childhood best friend die right next to you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing that you can do. And seeing these kids nowadays stomping on the American flag, not knowing what it really represents, that breaks my heart.
The American flag doesn't fly from the wind. It flies from the breath of every soldier and sailor and Marine.
It does. And it kills me to see these kids do that, because that's my brothers, that's my sisters You know, and any other person that has served, that is what we fought for.
Right.
We fought for this country. We fought for everything. And they're just willing to throw it away.
Yeah.
And it kills me. It really does, because I fought 3 wars, or not 3 wars, but had served 3 tours. And it's hard watching some of your best friends, people you went through boot camp, people you went through A school and everything else with, and not being able to do nothing about it.
Yeah. Can't share stories anymore. Can't have a beer. Can't go fishing. You know, and I think if they got an experience of it and seen the harsh reality that war is, they'd shut up about it. But, you know, trying to put them in that situation would be cruel and unusual punishment, to say the least. That's why the military is a voluntary service, and they're willing to throw it all away. If only there was a book out there that talked about their ideologies and show them that communism, Marxism, and socialism are all giant shit show ideas. And I posted a meme about a month ago about why people think we have such a soft generation behind us. It's because all the hard men and all the men willing to do anything, men and women willing to do anything in life, have served and passed away throughout the generations, throughout the numbers of wars. So we have these soft people that don't understand what it means to have pride, to have standards and morals, and stand up for what they believe in. And we've pushed millions of soft generations out here, and they're being coddled and comforted, and their hands are being held through life, and they're being given this soft. And I agree, we want to set up our future generations to have an easier life than what we have had in the past, but there's still an aspect of toughness we need to instill in people, and resiliency that you need to instill in people, because life isn't all sugar, plum, and dumplings. Life sucks. Life is harsh. Life is going to strap on a strap on with spikes on it, bend you over a barrel, and show you the 50 states regularly. And these kids don't understand it, and they don't understand what it means to lose a brother or sister in a militaristic mindset, and they just think it's a joke, and they play it off, and they go home and sit on the couch and play video games. I mean, look, one of the number one jobs kids are fantasizing about nowadays, is, I saw this post, is they all want to be YouTube streamers. It's not a job, that's a hobby. But
here's my biggest thing also with a lot of that, is a lot of these kids don't understand with what we deal with personally. Like right now, Friday, I got my DD-214. I'm officially retired.
congratulations.
Congrats.
I'm officially retired after 16 years. I'm done. It's weird. It's weird to say that. It is very weird to say that I'm done. And my biggest thing is, I've seen a lot of people that do the same thing. They finally get out, or they're finally done with it and everything. They go back to the civilian life. I've lost quite a few brothers and sisters to suicide because of this. Is what also, coming back to that memorial thing, this is what it also reminds me of. And these kids, they don't realize what we go through over there to protect them, so that they can, you know, become YouTube streamers, TikTokers, and blah, 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 and all that other stuff. They don't realize that, you know, we come back and we're still fighting. It may not be a physical battle, but it's a mental battle.
Every waking minute. it's that's one reason I want more. I guess I want to be more hands-on with the ranch, helping people like you and me and Carl and everybody that has gone through the shit and seen stuff that nobody else in the world is ever going to have to experience, because I don't like how the VA handles us in the first place.
Right.
We're once you get out, it's like, oh, you betrayed the military. You should have kept in and retired and got out. And, then we you could have had a good retirement and everything like that, but you screwed us out of 4 more years. Ah, damn you. So kind of after you get out, especially if you get out early, a lot of the time I've seen is they turn as soon as you're done and you get that paperwork, they turn their backs. You sacrificed everything. And now you come home, your knees are shot, your back is crap, your mind is everywhere but where it needs to be, and there's not beneficial help. And what I mean by that is, if you want help, the VA will help you with a shit ton of drugs and medications.
No, they won't.
Well, that's what I've seen.
As someone that dealt with the VA personally a lot, they won't.
That's what I've seen.
Down here, at least.
All right. Well, over here, I've seen a lot of them. They just pump pills into everybody. So I guess it varies
exactly
state to state. So, here they're at least willing to pump you full of medication. Over there, it seems like they want nothing to do with you as well. So I recommend for you, get a representative and start the fight for your disability immediately, because it took a long time for me. And usually a VA disability representative is free of charge. But that's the only way you're going to get the help you want, at least for your disability, is having somebody else fight for you now. And I don't want hundreds of military members being force-fed pills daily, because that changes who you are. You're never going to be really happy again if you're just taking all this medication all the time and shutting down your liver and kidneys and damaging your vital organs and being chemically happy, but that's not who you're meant to be. You're meant to be Bocephus. You're meant to be a person, and those pills change who you are. So that's one of the things I want to do with the ranch, is get people to a state where they can be happy and be beneficial and have a mission and be who they are without being force-fed all this crap.
Oh, yeah, I've seen what a lot of those pills can do to a lot of those guys and stuff like that. I've seen one of my best friends, he got out a few years ago, lost his leg, and was torn up, and the pills they were giving him made him a zombie. Just straight up made him a zombie. He was not himself.
No, it shuts down who you are as a person. They all make you this drone. They kill your sex drive, they kill your social life, they kill everything about you, so that way you don't kill yourself, but they don't let you really live it anymore. So, I mean, what's the benefit of being alive if you're internally dead?
Exactly.
So having groups and people, and especially with us wanting to create these events and adventures and experiences for all these people out there, because we don't want to just do a once a year kind of, all right, come and get together. No, we want like once a month big get-togethers so we can keep track of everybody. Because the fight once a year is enough. That fight, as you said, it's constant. You're never done with it. So having something just every now and again does not benefit anybody. Whereas you have one once a month, once a week, more often, and you get together, it gives you something to look forward to. It gives you that drive. Hey, we had the event this today. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Turn around. Okay, next month we have another one. Sweet, cool. I got to start getting ready. I got to get prepped. What do I need to do? Do I need to look for donations, sponsors? It gives more people a mission regularly than instead of just, okay, I've got 11 more months before I need to prepare for the next event.
And see, that's the biggest thing. You know, I've been building this ranch or this property that I have. I want to help. I know, like myself, now that I've got my DD 214 and everything, I'm scared shitless because this is the first time I'm a civilian in a long time. And I want people that are like me to come out here, be able to go hunt and whatever, and feel a normality.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I fully agree. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get your number after this, and we'll finally set up a meet and greet, and we'll do a live event either next weekend, or I have a day off I need to put in, and I'll get together with you, and I'll get some ribs or something. We'll smoke, and we'll do a live stream there at the property and everything.
Make sure you wear your platform so you don't seem so short.
Oh, you mother.
Oh, you too. Right. Okay. We got 6'3" over there. And now how tall are you?
6'6" and a half, almost 6'7".
Oh God. 6'7" down there. I'm 6'3", and I'm still short to him. And I know I can stand behind him and you can't see me. So I know I'd be your small shadow behind you.
Did I hear him right? 6'7"?
Yep, you did.
Yeah.
That's the same size as Willie.
You want to meet him? Step in here. I'll show you my wife.
Uh-oh.
She wanted to see Bocephus.
Hello.
Get down a little bit. I'll move the camera.
Oh,
Thank you.
There. Okay.
Yeah,
now come
yeah.
over this way a little bit. There she is. This is Bocephus.
Okay, there we go.
He just got out of the service Friday
Wow.
and everything.
I was
So
telling him I heard you say 5'7" or 6'7". I got a nephew that's 6'8".
Yep. My two 13-year-old boys are 6'3".
oh my God.
That's what size Willie was.
I know they grow them
13.
big in Texas, but give me a break.
Hi, man, you're not making a network. You're making your own militia.
Exactly.
Yeah. At
So
13,
I'm making a retirement plan. I'm hoping they go into the NFL.
yeah, I was getting ready to say that. He's growing NFL players down there is what he's doing.
Oh,
I'm getting ready to go to the hospital here pretty quick.
Oh, okay. Be
uh-oh.
careful. Have a good night's sleep. She's got to go in for a
Oh.
sleep test.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Those are never fun.
No,
No.
but I get
My
a quiet
stepdad
time at the house.
Oh, you.
my stepdad just did his.
I got a dog trying to. Yep, here she comes.
Well, it's better than my dog. He's sitting over here farting.
As,
I got
big as big as you are, you probably got a Great Dane.
Yeah.
No, I got a pit Carnicosa mix.
Oh, cool. I got a mini pit.
I've got a bully pit bull mixed with Carnicosa. He's 112 pounds.
Holy crap. I got a mini pit that's about 40 pounds.
She's 70 pounds. I mean, yes, you're a big girl.
Oh,
She's
man.
such an attention whore. But
Yes.
yeah, we'll
Yeah, but
be
he's
here to
sitting right
help
at the doorway. He's sitting right at the doorway with his butt in the door, farting.
you. He's trapped.
Yeah, as soon as I raise
Exactly.
enough money up, I'm going to be heading down there to your place. I looked it up on the internet. It's about 11 hours away.
Oh, it ain't too bad.
No, that's a good drive.
Yeah, that's a long drive. So
No, it ain't.
yeah, yes, Chris, it's the other puppy. But yeah, we'll get together. We're gonna help you transition smoothly.
Yes.
If you weren't 4 hours or what is it, 2 hours away, might have a job for you, but that's a long drive for work. So what's your plan?
Actually,
So what's your plan for work now that you're out?
well, me and friend of mine have started a logistics company, and we're doing pretty good actually. That's where I'm at right now, is getting paperwork and tickets and stuff like that done. So you see me in my office.
Oh, he actually has.
Oh.
I'm surprised you've got a room big enough for you to fit in.
Yeah, really.
Well, they had to
Drill
custom make some stuff.
drill instructor that's in logistics. That makes no sense to me.
And it actually came pretty easy for me.
Good.
Yeah, probably better money than what I'm making.
So the company is actually up and running, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Go
We're
ahead.
just
Go
we're
ahead.
just getting I'm just here doing all the paperwork and all the fun stuff.
I mean, go ahead and plug your company real quick. Talk
Mhm.
about what y'all do and everything.
Well, basically all we do is heavy hauling, hot shotting, a lot for the oil field and stuff like that. That's basically all it is.
Hey, I'll have to hook you up with Simple Man and TDC. They work for a pipe fitting company down there in
Yep, we
Houston.
delivered a lot of piping for down here for all the pipelines and stuff.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I was thinking about doing, like I was telling y'all, I was thinking I got accepted for the schooling for becoming a game warden, and I weighed my options and stuff. And with this, I still make really good money, but I can spend time actually with my family that I've missed.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's been my biggest. Now I don't have like kids or anything, but I do have my dogs and working nights at 12-hour shifts at my last job. I was just done. So, when I was iron working, it was one thing because I was working during the day, but you need to have social interactions. And if you find a job that you can't have those, especially transitioning from the military, some people can do it, but I think for most veterans, having a life, having social activities, having friends that you can get beers with, go have cook-offs, go hunting, going and doing stuff you enjoy to do is going to be helpful to keep you out of a dark mindset. It really does. Having people that can understand, and that's been my biggest challenge, is finding people that can empathize with what I've experienced and be able to openly talk about it. And we lost him again.
And we lost him. Well, I'm glad he's found a new career to step right into. And
Yeah,
it comes to him naturally. So
there he is again.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
I guess
We
that
had a
internet-
bad storm coming in, and I think that's what's messing with a lot of it.
Oh, don't tell me that shit. We've
Yeah,
had
we
enough
got
rain.
it's nasty looking outside.
We've had enough rain this past week where Noah could have built a new ark.
oh,
Yeah.
same up here.
Yeah, but no, having that life, and I'm glad you're at least close. That way we can actually have interactions, and it's not like Carl is 12 hours away.
Yeah.
But no, expect me to be knocking at your door in a week or so. I'll tell you, it's very helpful, and I'm grateful with my new job. There's a lot of veterans there that understand what it means to have those bad days, and even the manager we have has said, if you need a mental health day, take one, and that's a huge. I don't think companies understand how much of a benefit that is, because if you bring in an employee that is not here for the day, hey, they're physically they could be there, but mentally they're not. Odds are something's going to go wrong that day. And having the benefits of you can take a mental health day is so relieving, because there are companies that would bash, oh, you can't take a day off. You need to be here on chat. Dude, like, I'm getting burned out. I need to take some time or something. So that's, and having started your own company, I understand it's going to be rough from the get-go. Kind of get me a game plan, and I'll take it to my boss, because they work with oil fields all the time, getting people trained to go to offshore rigs. It might be different for what you do, but we have a lot of oil workers that come through. and we deal with a lot of companies. But give me like a game plan of what y'all do, fully typed out and everything, and I'll bring it to his desk. See if we can't get you some more business there. But find good quality friends. I can't stress that there are so many fair weather friends, especially with you having all that land out there. There's going to be a lot of jackasses that are like, hey, let me come hunting. Well, you going to let me come over and meet your dogs? You going to let me come over and meet the wife, the kids? Nah, man, you got all the land up there. Mm-mm. Not a good person to be around.
No.
Don't be taking.
I've learned my lesson with a lot of that. Like, even with my own family, they're like, oh, you've got all this land. When do we get to go hunting? When do we get to go hunting? That's all I get asked.
Well, I want to go hunting.
We want to go hunting, but we want to spend time.
Well, no, I mean, like, I want to go fishing. I want to have beers. I want to cook out. I want to do a lot of shit. Find people that you can have real fun with and do shit you want to do. Not just, hey, let's go hunting every weekend kind of shit.
Right.
It'll burn you out. It'll burn you out, especially from people. Especially with people. It'll piss you. You're going to learn to hate civilians real quick for stupid shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
So how many companies are you working with hauling your product or getting products hauled?
Right now, we got 6 that we're subcontracting with. Problem is getting veterans hired. We're wanting to do mostly veteran hiring for our truckers and stuff like that. We've got 22 drivers, and we're looking for more.
Oh,
hey,
awesome.
Sally, do you need another driving job? You can come down to Texas.
I mean, we pay pretty good.
That's why we allow y'all to plug, Boone Cutler had apologized for plugging his book last week. We wanted him to plug some of his.
Oh, yeah.
If you're,
Anybody comes on the show, they plug what they want to.
yeah, if you're a veteran, and again, we offer people all the time. If you want to come on and plug your products, plug your information, your job, what have you, go ahead. We're not going to ask for anything. If you want to donate to us, if you want to sponsor us, whatever, that's on you. But we're here to help veterans. If you're a civilian guy, but you like veterans a lot, we might let you. But if you're just civilian trying to plug your own shit, kind of promote yourself with no mutual beneficial ideologies, then you're SOL. But no, we want people that are looking for veterans. I reach out every now and again, I'll reach out to veteran companies and be like, hey, do you want to sponsor us? We here on the Bill of Rights networks, we want more veteran highlights, I guess is how I could put it. We want to bring more attention to what y'all do, what we do, stuff like that. We're not
veteran businesses.
Yeah,
we're not to bring more out to them.
Yeah, we're not here to talk about like, Amazon or what's that game that's basically sponsoring everybody. There's that little phone game that's basically just throwing their name out to anybody that's willing to talk about them.
You talking about that Call of Duty?
No, it's a RPG game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we're not here to plug them or anything like that. We're here to now if it's made by veterans, that's a different story, but we're not here for
a lot of the stuff that I wear, like my shirts, are made by veteran companies and stuff like that. A lot of the stuff I own I deal with a lot of veterans.
Yeah, I've got a couple of sights on my rifles that are from a veteran company.
Hell, my house was reconstructed by a full veteran construction company.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I paid a little bit more. They were a little bit more pricier, but I wanted to make sure this company was helped.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sally says she's not a veteran and she's already in Texas.
Yeah, she's a truck driver.
No.
Yeah, she's one of our regular listeners out there.
And there he goes.
We lost him again. He must be having a real bad storm.
Well, I can actually look how bad it is. Because this week we've been getting just hammered.
Well, we've had
on-
rain the last 2 days and nice today, and we got rain coming in tomorrow.
Hey, Crystal, if you've got a gun shop that's all vet owned, have them hit us up.
Right.
We brought David on here, and he's a veteran. We'd love to interview him to talk about their products.
Right. Yeah, Crystal, just get a hold of them and tell them the contact is on Second Amendment Ranch or the Bill of Rights Network.
Oh yeah, they're getting hammered up there.
Oh, are they?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they're getting. Let me see if I can show y'all. This should be around where he's.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, that clear area that you're seeing is green, and then you can see the red and orange because of the green screen. But that's all rain for them right now.
Right.
So they're having a fun day. But yeah, if you've got the site kicked me off. What site kicked him off?
The site kicked you off?
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, the link did? They shouldn't had. Crystal's going to send him send that gun shop a message.
Yeah, have him. We'll bring him on. He can plug his company and everything like that. We'll let him show some of his. Now he has to do what David does. He can talk about some of the guns he had. It won't let him back in.
Put that link back in there.
Yeah, try and click on. I'm going to post a new link in the Discord. Try and click on.
Because if that's the problem, I'm getting a hold of StreamYard.
Try and click on that one. That's weird. So we are actively getting attacked.
Another thing, we got to find out what kind of phone he's got. If he's got an iPhone, he's probably using Safari. He needs to use Chrome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dan just put it in. Sounds like what happened to me after the night on HTX Renegade. Yep.
We're being attacked again. So
yep. Facebook is they just don't like what we say.
Yeah, especially on Memorial Day, bringing the truth. If you get kicked out, go find us on Twitch, YouTube. We have the radio versions on
Anchor FM.
Anchor FM. We're everywhere. You can basically look us up.
Yeah.
I'm looking at getting a hold of. There's another podcast company out there now. I'm going to see if they'll let us be on it.
Oh, awesome.
Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Audacy, if I remember right.
Okay, I'll check
see if we can actually get on there because they do allow podcasts and everything like that. And then
working fine. Yeah.
They say so. Crystal, have them reach out or get a hold of them, see if they'd be interested. We're not asking for anything. We're not asking for guns, ammo. We're not if they want to come on and be interviewed for a little bit, awesome. If they don't, okay, no skin off my teeth.
Right.
And then we'll, if they want to sponsor us later on, that's on them. There he is.
There he is. He's back.
I'm back.
Yeah, welcome back.
I just heard this loud boom, and it from thunder, and I was like, "What the?" And then all of a sudden, I looked down and I'm off. I'm like,
"Yeah, yeah." I looked at your rain that you got around you.
Facebook said the lightning and thunder. That's what it was.
So we'll allow them to show the shop around, Crystal. We'll allow them to show some of the products. The only thing they have to do is hide price tags. They can't actively sell guns on Facebook.
Maybe you can find you a 300 PRC.
I don't have money right now. I don't have money right now. I need to get my debts paid off, and then I'm looking at a bike. So maybe.
No, April, I didn't get your message about Mike Dingman.
I got your message, but he hasn't reached out to us yet.
Oh, okay. You got the message. Okay.
Well, it went to I think it was the Bill of Rights Network's messenger.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. It was either the Bill of Rights or the Second Amendment Ranch where her messages have actually gone. But yeah, we had somebody lined up for an interview, but he couldn't make Sundays. So they were trying to find somebody else, and we haven't gotten contacted from him yet.
Right.
Still waiting for the Amazon wish list. Oh, I was supposed to put that on the Discord, wasn't I?
Yeah.
What's the Amazon wish list?
I put out there if they bought me a new Viking axe, I'd wear a sexy nurse's outfit.
We do
While
crazy
holding the
stuff
axe?
on here.
Huh?
While
Wow.
holding the axe?
Yep, while holding the axe. I'll do the whole episode in the sexy nurse's outfit holding an axe.
Well, if they send him $2,500, he's going to hot wax his chest.
No, that was the bikini. No, $2,500 was the bikini wax. $1,800 was the chest wax.
Right. Live
Yeah.
with screaming and yelling.
We're gonna need a sensor. You're gonna hear beep beep every now and again.
I'll have to download that deal where I can put the sound effects on here.
Yeah.
Beep 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 beep.
Yeah. Thankfully,
Now make him
nobody's-
shotgun. Make him little shot sounds. Every time
Yeah.
he cusses, make it like a shotgun. So, pow, 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 pow.
Yeah.
it's gonna sound like a war. Yeah. Thankfully, nobody's been taken up on that offer yet. So.
No.
Oh.
I figured Mary'd jump on here and show her new shirt off.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for her to show that Pornhub shirt off.
I know. She was in the chat room earlier, so I don't know what's going on.
We
If
still
they
only
still in there.
have. I haven't gotten any new messages about hats yet. So we've still only got the 4 so far for hats.
Right.
As long as I get a camouflage one, I'm good.
I think we got you down for a camo one.
Yep, we can.
Yeah.
It's hard to find a decent hat place. HTX supposed to, they had issues with their hat people. So when they get the new one, they're supposed to send me a link so I can get something sent down there.
Yeah. So we will have hats. I still wish our current people we go through had hats.
I know they don't. I'm looking for a different site for our merch.
I still think the PayPal goes to you.
No, it goes to you. Yours is in there.
I got nothing. If we've had sales, I'm still showing zeros.
Really?
You know,
I'll check that out because it ain't went to mine.
so that's what I was asking about the other day because I've
Yeah.
been.
Well, we set that up, remember? In your
Yeah.
PayPal.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not coming through then because I know we've had a couple sales.
Right. Okay. I'll check it.
We ought to make some drill instructor hats.
So,
There we go. I
Get
always wanted one of those. I thought they were cool looking.
the big medal with Second Amendment Ranch on it.
I'll wear it.
Exactly. Don't forget, at 1,000 likes, he has to get a chest tattoo. So
Yep.
if y'all can get the pages up another, what is it, 700 people?
Yep.
He has to get a chest tattoo.
Well, I've already got one kind of going. I don't know if y'all can see that or not.
Yeah, the bald eagle. I got mine.
Yeah.
I'm looking to get covered up, but you can see that green screen doesn't like me very much.
No.
See, April said she bought 2 shirts and a water bottle.
Yeah, so
I
we've
gotta
had
go to the StreamYard and check out, see what's going on here.
sales and everything. Yeah, but we just wanted this. I guess this memorial. I had other stories lined up and everything like that, but we kind of turned into a Memorial Day special event, and I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
I'm glad we did. It's
It's fitting for the weekend.
yeah, it really is. But to make you laugh a little bit, I still have a gun fail for the week. And this dude
So
is
what?
a gun fail for the week.
Oh, you did.
So
Ooh.
every week we like to show somebody being stupid with a firearm, right? This gentleman is an instructor and it looks like he's trying to teach a class. Should be a competent individual, right?
Right.
Unfortunately, not so competent.
This is.
Heavy weapon. This is a Glock 40. 50 Cent, Too Short, all of them talk about Glock 40. Okay, I'm the only one in this room professional enough that I know of to carry the Glock 40. I'm the only one.
He's walking it off like a
Come
champ,
on, is everybody all right?
making sure everybody else is okay. He's got quite a limp. think he got hit.
So he's the only one professional enough to handle the Glock 40.
Yeah.
And you saw we all saw that shirt, right? I'm not the only one that said that.
Sure.
POLIC. Yeah, that. Keep your fingers off the bang button, people, especially if you're in front of a class. That's the second one we've had an instructor cause an accidental misfire because he was not competent enough. If you remember, we had the gentleman with the revolver that was saying, you can actually pull this and release the hammer and it'll come down easy, and he shot the ceiling. Now we got another cop that shot himself in the foot. Please, for the love of God.
I actually do teach a tactical shooting class. Usually every once in a while, whenever I can get the people to sign up for it. So I'm kind of still building stuff, so I'm not fully up to some of these other places yet. And some of the stuff that you see in some of these classes actually will amaze you.
Yeah. So go ahead and plug your class. How much is it? You know, what do you teach? Different kind of things you provide.
Basically, what I provide is you bring your own weapons. Usually I say bring a handgun and bring a carbine, whichever one you're comfortable with, any type of AR style, AK style, whatever you're comfortable with, and whatever pistol you're comfortable with using. I teach a lot of, depending on what the class is, like I like teaching classes with pistol red dots. A lot of people hate them.
I still need to get one, but it's $500.
But it's one of those things. And then I teach you the reasonings for the flashlight on the pistols. I show you with the personal reasonings for these. I show you all these different things. I teach a lot of different stuff. I show people how to properly walk, I guess is the best layman's term for it, while you're...
Oh, I think we lost him.
Nope, I'm back. This storm's really about to kick in.
Yeah.
I teach you how to properly walk while keeping on target and everything else, how to hide, how to survive, a lot of survival stuff too, especially making snare traps and everything else, which a lot of people don't know how to do. I try to prepare you for almost anything. It's a weekend class. It's Friday through Sunday. It's $350 for the weekend. We have cabin tents that are set up for everybody.
No, that's so. If you're in and around the Austin area, you can hit up Bo Cephas here and take a firearms survival course.
I also teach a lot of people how to properly zero in their scopes. A lot of people, that's one thing I've seen a lot of people struggle with. There it is. I knew it was somebody.
Yeah, I'm terrible at zeroing in my scopes. I'll tell you that right now. So I'll be bringing a couple of guns with me when I come up because I need to get a few zeroed in right.
It's not. People think it's real easy, but it's really not.
It's so hard.
There's an art. I call it an art form. There is an art form to doing it.
Oh God, it's so hard. And I keep paying for people to zero them in. And I'm like, okay, well, they say they got them zeroed in at 200 whatever yards. And like, okay, well, I got to kind of trust that until I utilize it. So when I come up, I'm going to have quite a few toys for us to play with.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, the ones you lost in the boating accident?
Yeah, the ones I lost in the boating accident.
I've got 1,000-yard range, so we'll be good for whatever you want.
I thought there wasn't 1,000-yard range in Texas. That's what we're building up here.
I don't think there's a professional 1,000-yard range.
It could be there.
Yeah.
About as professional as you're going to get it.
I mean, professionally advertised like this gun range.
Oh.
You know, the one here in Austin or Dallas is like 600 yards, and you have to qualify at 200, 300, 400 or 3, 4, and 500 yards to be able to use the next one up. So if you want to use
There's
the
one
front,
in there's one in Fulshire, Texas, actually too.
So
I
how
know
many
there's-
times
that's
have you hit the 1,000-yard target?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I've actually got my coin for 1.25 miles.
holy,
Holy crap. Mm.
it's what, 2,000 yards?
A little bit over.
And you've hit it.
Hit a nickel right off a fence post.
Oh, crap.
Huh?
Dare I do ask, with what were you shooting?
338 Lapua.
I have one.
Okay. The contest will be on.
No, he's gonna have to teach me first.
Oh,
Then
I
we
know.
can have a contest.
I know I got to save money up. I got to watch you guys shoot this thing at that distance. Damn.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Cameron, check the private chat.
I'm gonna have to bring a lot of meat to feed this boy.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we'll get in touch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll get in touch. It's gonna take a lot of beef and steak to make him happy. Jesus.
Oh, I've got plenty of cows. Don't worry.
I was
I'm-
thinking a hog roast.
I've got
I
that in the deep
still-
freezer.
I still want to do a traditional Hawaiian pig roast. If you
Yeah,
don't know,
in the
you
ground.
you
I've
dig out.
I've got the hole already dug and everything that I use every time.
Oh, you actually do it.
Yeah.
That's cool as
What do
hell.
you expect? He's Samoan.
That's right. I've heard that's delicious.
It is.
My mom taught me how to, well, my mom's dad, my grandfather on my mom's side taught me how.
So you have to have some banana trees at that part too.
I got a few.
Well, I was
You-
gonna say in order
You
to
grow
do
bananas
the
in Texas?
yeah, you can grow bananas damn near anywhere. They're like
The only
bamboo.
place I picked them up in Texas was down at Corpus Christi coming off the damn boat.
They're like weeds, man. They'll grow
They grow
everywhere.
anywhere, and they survived our harsh ass winter that we had.
Really?
Banana trees are resilient as hell.
Man, this turned into an agricultural show.
Agricultural, 2.25 mile shot.
Okay.
Big roads.
Do you guys have persimmon trees down there?
No.
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm gonna have to get you some persimmon seeds and bring down. You want the deer? They love persimmons.
I use barley. I grow barley.
Yeah.
And deer, hog, turkey, everything sits in my little barley field that I keep going all year round. And
That's
I've got two
right, how
stands
you-
out there.
I keep forgetting he makes his own whiskey too. All he needs now is to make his own hops, and he can start brewing beer too.
His own
I got a
weed.
place in Waco that sells them.
Waco has everything. Waco has the old school Dr. Pepper facility still up and running.
Yeah, it does.
Man, that Dr. Pepper's like cocaine. Once you get started, you don't want to stop.
That's right.
Oh God, such a good Dr. Pepper.
They've also got an ice cream store up there that's, I don't know what they put in that thing, but I can't stop eating it.
Well, I mean, I covered a story once on an old show where they were putting opium in pho, the big ass soup bowls.
Yeah,
they
well,
were using opium to keep their customers coming back.
Yeah.
Just saying. Sounds like you're just a jack of all trades when it comes to food and alcohols.
yeah. I've learned a lot, especially from my dad's grandfather. He was a farmer in Iceland.
Oh wow.
So how long have you lived at your resident where you're at now?
Going on 7 years?
Oh, okay. Longer than I thought.
Cool.
Why not start your own whiskey company as well if you've got the logistics company going? Sorry, my dog hit some. I was a little confused. But if you've got the logistics company, you could kind of make a hobby and make money off of it.
I haven't quite perfected it the way I want to yet. I'm one of those perfectionists. everyone says, man, this shit's good, but to me, there's just that one thing missing.
Well, I'll have to try some of what you got. Maybe we'll be able to put our heads together.
I
Because
mean,
I like kind of a fruity or a nutty kind of whiskey, like a little bit of orange in it.
see, mine's a smoked, more of that smoked oat flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got a pipe that it runs through when it's fermenting that puts that smoked flavor into it. You can taste it, but it's not quite where I want it yet. I'm still playing with a mixture on some of it.
I mean,
But
you
I
could
do make a mean apple pie.
Ooh. Ooh.
Sally needs beer. I was gonna say you could smoke your barrels in mesquite to give it a little more smoke behind it.
But I do make a mean apple pie if anybody knows what that truly is. I'm not talking about the actual pie.
Oh, I know what you're
No,
talking
I
about.
know what it is.
Come on now. I lived in
Yeah.
Georgia for 3.5 years.
Whew.
Yeah.
It don't take much of that to make the night go quickly.
Someone put, I need scientifical testing or scientifically test this opium. Where would I find it?
That's somebody on Twitch.
It's
Terracove Rat.
who-
Terracove Rat's been in here before.
Yeah, he's been here before.
Thanks for coming back.
Yeah, good to see you again. Oh Lord, we get some weirdos coming through here.
Oh,
So I
but,
saw that. It made me laugh a little. I was like, all right.
oh, we got people in the chat room that put stuff in there. You never know. We have great listeners on the show.
And for those of y'all that are forgetting, well, Cephas is actually looking at starting his own show, blowing shit up, dude.
Yep.
Not
So,
just that. I mean, I could do a show completely on zeroing scopes, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Well,
Anything you want to do.
Yeah, it's your show. You can run with it. You can show them your.
Could be a gun, cannon related. Because
You
I know
can
you
show
got cannon. How big are your cannons?
Mine that I've got a 60 and I've got an 85.
Are
Put
we
that in
talking
Put that in poundage for
bullet
me.
and light diffuse cannon? Or are you talking
Yes.
military cannon?
No, it's pipe, throw the carrot, light the fuse.
Are they 6-pounders, 8-pounders, 10, 12?
One's a 6-pounder and one's a 12-pounder.
Oh God.
Okay,
A
for those of you that
12-pound
don't know
ball.
piracy, 12-pounders are a very big cannon. What was
He's
the?
right.
I think the biggest 24-pounder that they ever used, and those were typically used on galleons.
Yeah.
You're ready to
26
go
actually.
defend the Alamo.
26. Yeah, basically. But no, you could show making your whiskey, making mead,
Yeah.
beer, smoking a pig,
Anything
blowing
you
stuff
want
up.
to.
You could start plugging your survival classes on your show, showing some of the people
Yeah.
what you actively do in your courses to get people more interested to come in and take the class.
Oh, that's not a problem. I mean, I haven't fully gotten the classes going yet and stuff. I've only done a few of them, but a lot of the people that have come to it have actually, I've seen where they started coming in Friday morning, and then when they leave Sunday afternoon, I've seen a complete difference in a lot of them. And like I said, the biggest thing is people don't really realize hand placement, stuff like that, especially when shooting your pistol or your carbine. Your hand placement means a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the difference between hitting a target dead center and hitting them in the shoulder.
Right. Yeah, I had to hook
Well,
him
we'll
up
be
with
missing him.
Dan too.
I think once you're settled down and everything, we ought to talk about doing a special or something. I'll come up, maybe Carl can come down, and we'll do like a Bill of Rights ranch episode where we you show us what you teach.
Mm-hmm.
Now we'll compensate you. Your
That's all
time,
right.
your time is worth. I know time is money, but I think that would be a great episode to have, letting people see it hands on and how people on the Bill of Rights interact with each other.
You got that
Right.
Larson guy that just said it seems like we have a few Vikings in here, and he's willing to learn the language or something like that. Wanting to learn the language.
So do I. It's hard. Oh God, that language is. I've looked at it. It's.
All you got to do is just kind of cough and hog a loogie at the same time.
That's
I'm
like
not-
Swahili.
No, all you
I'm
got to
sorry,
do
that's
is
like what my grandfather sounded like.
yeah,
like
since
you
he
hear
is
some of the-
Icelandic, yeah.
You hear some of those towns and stuff like that. All you got to do is cough and hog a loogie.
Oh yeah, I live over there.
Yeah.
I was clearing my throat.
No, you want to talk Viking? Just walk around with a big axe.
I've got a big double-edged axe.
That would be a fun episode. Put some axes out there and do a durability test and see who can split a bullet.
Oh, just start throwing axes.
Or that too.
That's become a big thing lately.
It really has.
I didn't
I've
think it
got a-
would take off.
I've got a double-edged axe that I'd like to see someone pick up.
Uh-oh. That means it's big.
It from the ground up, and it sits on. I can rest my chin on top of the. On the
So
bottom
it's
of the handle.
a 6-foot axe. God.
Yeah. The blade is about as wide as my chest or better.
Oh my God, it's got to weigh 100 pounds or better.
I can flail it, no problem.
Well, yeah.
But I want to see somebody else try to do it.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, you too. I'd be lucky to get it up off the ground. What are you talking about?
That'd be funny to watch.
Yeah, it would. Take it up and go, ayo.
He's gonna fall backwards. I got it. Shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Don't fall onto it, Carl.
No, I won't.
But I had a friend of mine from the Marine Corps make it for me. He made it for me and everything, and he's like, "This is the only thing that I think that would actually fit you."
I think he's right.
Well, yeah, you couldn't put a regular axe in your hand because I can imagine
Look like a hatchet.
his hand. I know how big Cameron's is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I can cover a Coke can pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find something that's worth. I don't know. I don't have really nothing that's really worth
You got a
anything.
beer bottle?
No, I've got a 2-liter water bottle. Would that work?
Yeah, that'll work.
Probably.
That's a 2-liter water bottle. My hand almost goes all the way around it.
Oh my God. That's 2 liters?
Yep.
Yeah.
My hand's only about yay far apart from touching. About maybe an inch or so.
Yeah, Carl, you're starting a militia and it's built of Vikings.
Yeah. Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that. There ain't nothing wrong with that. It's different for me because I'm usually the one in a crowd that overlooks everybody. I get around you guys, I'm going to be the midget. Until we get Simple Man and TDC up there, and then I won't be the midget.
Yeah, then you'll feel normal height.
Yeah, then I'll feel normal.
Yeah, I think you're gonna feel just at home here on the
Oh, you are with the group of guys we've got. And if you ever meet Dan, he used to be a gun instructor and everything, and does a lot like that. So, and now he's in charge of one of the largest security outfits on the East Coast and has a little over 50,000 guys, armed guys underneath of him working.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Larson gets over there, I'll feel real tall then. He's 5'7".
He's distracted.
I was trying to read this. It says, "No, you're not. I'm only 5'7".
Yeah, Larson is.
Can you take someone who's sword fight samurai style? I guess we're gonna have LARPing involved on your property now.
God.
Oh, it'll be fun. You know it will be.
Look at
We
the
do-
crowds you got involved with.
Yeah, right. You've got a bunch of goofy bastards that like alcohol, things that go boom, and sharp objects.
We like all type of weapons.
Yeah.
My kids have a bunch of those Nerf swords and stuff, and I chase them around and beat them with them.
I'm sure at your size it still hurts a little bit.
I don't hit them that hard.
No, I
And
want
they
to get,
started.
I want to
can
get down
finish
there.
them.
I want to get down there and shoot a hog with my crossbow. That's what I want to do.
We got a good area for that. I got a pretty good little clearing where they like to sit in, down by a creek.
Now, how big are your hogs down there?
They can range anywhere from. I got little hoglets, and then the biggest I've gotten out of there was 482 pounds after gutting.
That's
After
a good
gutting,
size hog.
he said after gutting. So that's a 500-pound hog.
Yeah, that's a 500-pound hog.
That's a
Now,
big-
are these your straight? Now, here's a question, because you got Razorback hogs and you got wild
Mine are-
hogs, and you got those Russian bred down there in Texas too.
I've got what they call hybrids, which is that Russian mixed with the wild hogs and stuff like that.
Ooh, they got a mean looking head.
I've got a few that I've made into skull mounts.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I
Yeah.
had a buddy actually he does that drilling art, basically like the tribal stuff. He did a whole Viking tribal on one skull.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, wow.
As hell.
Yeah, I hydro dip them. I do the easy way.
Yeah. Now we've got a Robin Hood for Little John.
Yeah.
we got new nicknames for Carl and Bocephus.
Then you're going to be the one with the apple on the head, right?
Oh shit, no.
God, no.
He might be able to shoot a nickel off a fence post, but I'm still not risking it.
Nope.
This is my moneymaker for this show.
Yeah.
I need this.
I don't need an arrow just sticking out of the head looking like a retarded unicorn.
Yeah, Rob.
We really do need to plan an event soon.
No, that's what I was telling Simple Man TDC, because you guys all live within 2 hours of him.
Yeah, they're close.
If
as
we can
shit.
get us all up there, we'll do a festival or something, and maybe interact like a festival type deal down there where we interact with what your training is and everything.
I'd
So-
call it more of a kickoff for the Bill of Rights network events.
Right.
Kind of get together for all the hosts and everybody wanting to be a part of it, and
Mhm.
show people what the real events can look like down the road. So you
We
get a
can
good.
definitely do something like that. I mean, if you guys are talking about coming down here, maybe we can set something up. I've got a good sized living room where we can set up literally some tables and cameras and stuff like that to where we can have a bunch of us together
Right.
on one show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we're doing June the 8th.
Tuesday.
And you're invited to be on that show if you want to be too. We're doing a town hall style meeting with all the hosts from the Bill of Rights Network. That comes
All
up. Oh,
Hey, well, let me let you guys go because I gotta get. I
yeah,
gotta
you
cut
better
that
get the
off.
call. That's a money making call.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys have a good one.
Okay,
I'll send my number after the show. Bye. And here's the other one.
That's awesome.
God.
Yeah, we'll do a Bill of Rights Network show down there and everything with all the hosts getting together and everything. Because I told Vincent be ready for a road trip.
Yeah.
He's got to take his new toy down there anyway.
I mean, if you can make it in one day, 6 hours.
Oh yeah,
person.
half a day.
Oh, ow, ow, ow.
Half a
Shit.
day we can make it down there.
Oh God. Okay.
We could- We could leave by 6 in the morning and we'd be there by
7
5,
in the evening.
5, 6 o'clock in the evening.
Depends on how many stops you make and stuff like that.
It depends on how big a lead foot I got too.
Yeah. Now, I think he'll have fun with the network. I'm glad he reached out to us.
And I'm
Because
glad
this
he got
does,
his business going right after he got out. That way he didn't have that dead time to worry a lot.
I think this will be a good outlet for him to vent and kind of transition a little bit and make some new friends and everything. I just don't want him to feel like we're using him.
No, we're not.
That's my biggest thing. Like he's offered it, and I know we're kind of reaching out and grabbing a lot. I hope he understands that we're not trying to be greedy or anything. We're just really excited.
Right.
Oh, but that was
Quite an
It's-
interesting show tonight.
very much so. It's always I love getting guests on here. It doesn't matter if they're
We may have to do more shows like this. Our viewer count was way up the whole show.
yeah. Oh yeah. It's I appreciate all of y'all sitting through the more depressing tidbit we had at the beginning. But it's reality. It's what's going on, and it's something we feel is important to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you ever want to be on the show, just ask. We put the Discord out there all the time. We offer, you want to come in. We've offered everybody a chance every now and again. We love getting the questions. So we want y'all interacting as much as possible so that way we can interact with you.
Right.
And yeah, Sally, we do love promoting veteran anything, companies, businesses, hobbies, ideas, what have you. Check the gun porn channel. So if you don't know the Discord yet, I do have a photo for all of y'all to post your little toys. And it is called the gun porn channel. So
It is.
it is.
Where'd you create this at?
It's in the Discord. If you go to the, I'll show.
Okay, I'll have to go over to Discord. I haven't been there for a while.
I'll show everybody real quick. So, share screen. So this is our Discord. You can see right here. We go ahead and we put the live stream in it for whenever somebody wants to come in, and this is just your general chat for everybody to kind of interact and be goofy with.
Right.
We have our website updates when we finally get some, the merch link, some of the ideas, the spot fund, the Teesprings are both in there.
Right.
We have our news topics, which are locked for us, so that way you're going to see less the news topics and the host chat down here. These are both locked channels. Y'all won't be able to see them most of the time. These are for me and Carl and all the other hosts that come through.
Right.
But if you have questions, if you have show requests, you can post those in there. And then here's everybody's little favorite area to come and visit to
okay.
post some of their toys that they have.
Cool.
So if you want to just show off your collection,
I seen that on there. I didn't know what that was, and I was like, I click on that. I wonder where I'll go.
so we do have different areas for you to interact, and there are channels for you to just talk and bullshit with whoever's in the Discord at that time. And if you want to ask us questions, if you can't get a hold of us on Facebook, or you want to ask us directly and have a conversation, then you can say, hey, can you get into a channel real quick?
Right.
And me, Carl's, whoever's there can pop in and have a conversation with you about whatever you're wanting to talk about. If you're having problems, if you're struggling, if you just want somebody to vent to, it's all right there.
Sally got us 3 more views today. Awesome.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
We appreciate that, Sally.
Hey, keep it up, Sally.
It's a real sword, multi-folded. Very nice. That's expensive.
Yeah. It
So-
cuts silk. Ooh.
So we do have different means for you to get a hold of us other than just Facebook.
Yep. And we do different things on the show all the time. We may talk about all the Bill of Rights all the time. We may get off on different tangents about DC. And then we have serious shows kind of like what we did tonight and have fun with it.
Yep. And if y'all want, we can always create more channels. If you want to see more of this goofy bastard, then we can put up more. You just have to ask. You know, we're more than willing to be open about what you want. So
Right.
if you want to post photos of your dogs or see photos of these dumbasses trying to chase hair, then we can do that. That's all I got, Carl.
That's all I got. I know you want to get to bed early because you got a long day tomorrow. I do too, and
Yeah.
stuff. So
I got to get Bo Cephas my number before I go to bed.
right.
But don't forget to
Yeah, thank everybody in there watching. We still got 10 people watching us right now. Tell your friends about our network and the shows that we do. As you can see, we interact with everybody in the chat room.
Don't forget, we do have the challenges still up for grabs. These are still written down. You still have 2.5 months to make it happen. Did we say
No.
3 months or 6 months?
1 month.
Oh, we said one. Oh, you have 2 weeks.
Well, they got until the end of June. Actually, I extended it from June 16th to the end of June.
Okay, so you've got to the end of June
Yeah.
to get all the numbers so you can see people shave their heads, dye their hairs, chemically straight,
Cut this beautiful long ponytail.
or get Bo Cephas a new chest tattoo.
That's right.
I think that one. I think people should actively be sharing just to see him get a Second Amendment ranch tattooed right on that chest.
They make a camera that wide an angle.
I think we can.
Okay.
But don't forget to check out all other shows on the Bill of Rights networks. We've got HCX Renegade Radio talking about what we'd mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Same with Dan with Chasing the Wolf. And I don't want my show getting attacked by the NSA. I'll leave that to them. I can do that on my own. Thank you.
Right.
We have Vincent doing similar topics there as well.
The people's voice.
And then we always have Down Home Cooking at BB's from 8 o'clock in the morning to
4 o'clock in the afternoon.
4 o'clock in the afternoon with Carl. So there's always something going on. We do have a new show coming with Bo Cephas. We just got to get them set up and everything.
Right.
And then don't we have one more show coming to the Born Network?
If he ever gets a hold of me, we're supposed to have Minimint Ordinance coming on here.
That's right, David. I thought we were talking about Mary. I know Mary was talking about making it.
Yeah, Mary's she hasn't decided quite yet. She's waiting for that other computer to get in. The first one she ordered, I looked at it and what she had ordered, and I said, you send that sucker back. It's going to cost you more money. It didn't have an operating system in it. It was a brand new gaming, but didn't have an operating system in it.
Bo Cephas also said he teaches gray man hunting. I'm not quite sure what that is.
Well, at least they're gray man. They're not hunting the blue man. So
Yeah.
gray man training. I had to look at
Gray man training, not hunting. Gray man training. I'm not quite sure what that is. We'll have to have him put it in the Discord or something so we can talk about it later. But please check out all the other shows that we have going on. I know you like to see this ugly mug every week, and then this beautiful little boy right here, because you know he's always got to make his special appearance.
Oh, gray man is being able to blend anywhere.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome. We talked about doing that on Second Amendment Ranch. Urban training.
Yep.
Is what we call it.
Yep.
But, oh, yeah. And also remember, Tuesday night, check me and Cameron out on Paranormal Nation Radio.
Well, this Tuesday is a different Tuesday. Remember, we have the whole group. Is that? I thought that was next Tuesday.
Right. Get your Tuesdays right.
My days blend together. So this Tuesday is Paranormal Nation Radio. Next Tuesday is the group chat with all the hosts.
Right. And everybody's got to tune into that because you're going to see every host on this at one time. And what it's going to be about is it's open up to everybody in our chat room to ask questions. And we'll talk between us, but of course, like always, but we're mainly doing it for our fans in the chat room.
Means you're going to see TDC, Simple Man, me, Carl, Vincent, Dan, possibly Bo Cephas.
Yeah, we're going to look like the Brady Bunch on here.
Of course, you'll see this one.
Yep. Oh, we got to get a separate camera for that one.
Yeah. He's got to be the star of the show.
Yeah. You know you can do it on your phone. Just set your
Yeah.
phone up and down there on the dogs.
Yeah. Well, they like to run around a lot.
Oh.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
one
Bo
just,
Cephas said he can be there. So,
he just says, this is him saying, I'm tired, Dad. It's time to go to bed.
yeah,
Scary thought for Facebook and YouTube.
that's right. It's going to be a real scary thought because we will talk about each and every show on there. And all of them but one is into the paranormal.
Need to take an AT&T picture of us all.
Oh,
Well,
he's going to hang it. He's going to hang it up in his company and say, "Yep, if you don't get the load on time, we know who to contact."
yeah. we look forward to working with Bo Cephas a lot
Oh
in the
yes,
future.
I do.
I look forward to seeing him shoot that cannon.
I want to see him shoot the nickel off the fence post because we're going to have to drive all the way down there to find it.
We'll have
Yeah,
to set it
From the tallest to the shortest.
Yeah. Well, we know who's going to be first.
We know who's going to be in the center. We're going to put Bo Cephas in the center.
Yeah, if we do some shooting events, we're going to have to get some GoPros set on the targets.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that'll be something else we'll have to look forward to, Carl.
Hey, I've got little mini cameras.
Yeah.
I got the GoPro knockoffs.
No. But we always love having you on here, and I hope you take what we said with a grain of salt, a little bit of lime, and some margarita mix, and enjoy this Memorial Day weekend, but understand why we have this weekend.
Right. And take tomorrow and remember the ones who served before us, the ones that didn't make it home.
Yeah. So we hope you have a lovely Memorial Day weekend. Don't get into your head too much. Again, if you have problems, reach out to somebody. I'm always here, and Carl's is always willing to listen.
Right. And if you drink, don't drive.
God, please don't drive. You know they're going to be out in numbers. You know they're going to be out in numbers this
Right.
weekend. So be smart, be safe, and always have that mission readiness. Ladies and gentlemen, we love having you as always. I'm Cameron,
And I'm Carl.
and this is the Second Amendment Ranch.